I am writing to you in desperate need of guidance. My heart is heavy with a pain I can scarcely comprehend, and I find myself at a crossroads where every direction seems fraught with heartache. I've always believed that some things are best kept hidden, but I no longer have the strength to bear this burden alone. Allow me to share my story with you, in hopes that your wisdom might shine a light on the path I should take. 10 years ago, I met the love of my life. From the moment our eyes locked, I felt a connection that seemed unbreakable, as if fate itself had woven our hearts together with threads of gold. Our relationship blossomed over time, a beautiful tapestry of shared dreams, whispered promises, and tender moments. We built a life together, a sanctuary filled with love and laughter. For a decade, I believed we were invincible. Yet, life has a way of revealing its dark shadows even in the brightest of places. Recently, I began to notice things that unsettled me, small but disconcerting clues that something was amiss. One evening, as I sat on the edge of our bed, I discovered a forgotten text on his phone. It was from someone I knew well, and the words, though innocent on the surface, hinted at a closeness that should not have existed. Days later, while tidying up our living room, I found a delicate gold bracelet on the coffee table. It was beautiful, but I had never seen it before. My mind raced as I tried to place it, but no answers came. The bracelet seemed to mock me, a silent witness to an unseen betrayal. In the kitchen, the tension between us grew palpable. He would avoid my eyes, his gaze lingering elsewhere, anywhere but on me. These lingering glances were the most telling clue of all. Each one felt like a dagger to my heart, deepening the wound that had begun to fester within me. One day, I decided to seek solace in the company of my best friend. We met at our favorite cafe, the place where we had shared countless laughs and secrets over the years. But even here, surrounded by the familiar warmth and chatter, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Her laughter, her smile, it all felt different, forced. As the days passed, I began to notice the looks they exchanged when they thought I wasn't watching. In a park, I overheard a conversation between them, their voices low and intimate. I hid behind a tree, my heart pounding as I listened to words that confirmed my worst fears. The pain was unbearable, a physical ache that left me breathless. Nights became sleepless. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment, every word, every glance. The weight of their betrayal pressed down on me, suffocating in its intensity. I felt trapped in a nightmare from which there was no escape. Eventually, I could bear it no longer. I confronted him in our living room, the place that had once been our haven. My tears flowed freely as I demanded the truth. His guilt was evident, his regret palpable, but it did little to soothe the raw wound in my heart. He confessed, and the words shattered me. Seeking solace, I found myself in a quiet park, tears streaming down my face. The beauty of the surroundings only heightened my sorrow. I felt utterly alone, betrayed by the two people I had trusted most in the world. Determined to face the betrayal head-on, I confronted my best friend in a corner of the trendy cafe we frequented. Her guilt was evident, her excuses weak and hollow. The pain of her betrayal cut deep, leaving me reeling. For days, I could do little but reflect on everything that had happened. I stood in front of the mirror in our bedroom, staring at my reflection, trying to find answers within myself. The person looking back at me seemed like a stranger, lost and broken. Then came the decision. It was one of the hardest choices I had ever made. I sat in a serene, sunlit garden, a journal in my lap, writing down my thoughts and feelings. It was there, amidst the beauty of nature, that I found the clarity I needed. I knew what I had to do. The day I left was filled with heartache. I stood at the front door, a suitcase in hand, ready to leave the life we had built together. He stood nearby, his face a portrait of heartbreak and pleading. But my mind was made up. I could no longer stay in a place that had become so tainted by betrayal. Starting over was not easy. I moved into a bright, cozy apartment, unpacking boxes with a mixture of determination and hope. The space felt fresh and new, a symbol of the new chapter one was about to begin. Slowly, I began to reconnect with myself. I joined a yoga class, finding peace in the movement and meditation. The calm and focus helped me center myself, allowing me to start the healing process. Finding joy again was a gradual process. I visited a vibrant farmer's market, sampling fruits and chatting with vendors. For the first time in a long while, I felt a genuine smile creep onto my face. It was a small but significant step towards healing. Rebuilding my life included embracing old friendships and forming new ones. I attended a cozy dinner party with friends, laughing and enjoying the moment. The warmth and camaraderie filled a void that had been left by the betrayal. Taking care of myself became a priority. I visited a luxurious spa, allowing myself to relax and unwind. The soothing environment and pampering helped me feel valued and loved, even if it was just by myself. Personal growth became my new focus. I spent hours in a well-lit library, surrounded by books, immersing myself in knowledge and self-discovery. Each page I turned was a step towards rebuilding my shattered sense of self. Embracing old hobbies also brought a sense of joy and fulfillment. I took up painting again, losing myself in the colors and creativity. It was a way to express my emotions and find solace in the process. Nature became my refuge. I hiked through beautiful trails, the majestic mountains and greenery providing a sense of peace and perspective. The connection with nature helped me heal and find strength within myself. Seeking professional advice was another important step. I visited a therapist, opening up about my pain and struggles. The vulnerability was difficult, but it was necessary for my healing. Writing letters of closure helped me process my feelings. I sat at my desk, pouring out my heart onto the pages. It was a way to say goodbye to the past and embrace the future. Eventually, I opened my heart to the possibility of love again. I went on a casual date with a kind man in a charming bistro. His genuine laughter and warmth reminded me that love was still possible, even after betrayal. Building trust was a gradual process. We walked hand in hand on a quiet beach, sharing our thoughts and dreams. His respect and understanding helped me feel safe and cherished. Forgiveness was a crucial part of my journey. I stood in front of my former partner's house, a sense of peaceful resolution washing over me. He stood in the doorway, his expression a mix of regret and acceptance. It was a moment of closure for both of us. Reconciliation with my former best friend was not easy, but it was necessary. We met at a coffee shop, talking through our pain and sadness. It was a step towards mending our friendship and finding peace. Embracing the future became my focus. I stood on a cliff overlooking the ocean, the wind blowing through my hair. The vastness of the sea reminded me of the endless possibilities that lay ahead. Inner peace was something I had to work for. I meditated in a peaceful room, surrounded by candles. The calm and centeredness I found helped me feel whole again. Now, I am on a plane, looking out the window with a smile on my face. The clouds and blue sky reflect in my eyes, symbolizing the journey I have undertaken towards new horizons and endless possibilities. My heart is lighter, and I am ready to embrace whatever the future holds. Thank you for listening to my story. Your guidance and wisdom have been a beacon of hope in my darkest moments. I hope my story can inspire others who find themselves in similar situations, reminding them that even in the midst of betrayal, there is always a path to healing and new beginnings. Sincerely, a heart on the mend.